Hello, and welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today we have my first ever title from Copperhead Press. Took it out of the box. It had a lifetime supply of bubble wrap surrounding it. So I figured, well, look at the nice little tissue-wrapped book within, or novella within. This is a novella. This, my friends, is Lady Susan by Jane Austen, which is one of her earlier works, although it was published posthumously. Copperhead Press is one of the new guys in the, I don't even know if you can call it, they are a small press, but they're trying to get their way into the fine press scene with various titles with very, very low limitations. Like this one. This is the first title in their novella collection, but the books are completely handmade. Very, very nice sturdy slipcase here. Oh, look at that. Very nice sturdy slipcase with a watercolor piece by Caroline Maria Appleby inset into the cover there. Nice cloth binding on that. Now the book itself, that is radiance. So it is quarter bound in leather. Very, very nice leather binding with a cloth. Very, very shiny cloth. I think it's picking that up in the video here. The book itself, it's not, you can see some of the threads from the binding right there in the inside of the cover. This does have interior artwork by Caroline Maria Appleby of the Appleby family, branching out from the restaurant enterprise. So as I was saying, this is offset printed. It's not letterpress printed, but they have started to get into letterpress printing with some of their other titles. They did Hemingway title, I believe that was in letterpress printed. But it's very nice texture to the paper. I don't think you can really pick that up in the image itself here. This was just printed out just earlier this month, I believe they shipped. Very low limitation on these. I don't know if they are actually numbered. We're going to find out here. We'll flip right to the back. Oh, it is. It's numbered and signed. Limited to 50 copies. It is signed by Chaz and Katie Ross, the Rosses, who are the folks behind Copperhead Press that are starting to make a name for themselves. They did a Kickstarter last year for a Hemingway title, which I was on the fence for. I really wanted to buy it because it looked spectacular. And then I slightly forgot about it, and the campaign ended. And, it's a little too late, but they do have some copies left on their website. So I'm going to pick that up one of these days. This one, I just happened to buy it because they're doing a holiday sale right now. So various titles that they have on sale, excluding pre-orders, are all priced down, like 25%. Now, they're still very pricey volumes, but they're handmade works here. So, it's different kind of story compared to like nice little machine-made works. And it is a very nice, delightful volume. Unfortunately, my wallet does hurt. Nice facsimile of Jane Austen's signature there. My wallet does, in fact, hurt. So I don't know how many of these titles I'll be able to pick up, but the limitation was getting quite low on this one, and I couldn't resist checking them out for what I could do. So here we are. As I was mentioning, there's a foreword here by Chaz Ross. This is an early Jane Austen title. It was actually written back in 1794 when she was only 19 years old, although it didn't get published until like 1870s, I believe. And anywho, to put it in perspective, her very first novel, Sense and Sensibility, didn't get published till 1811. So this was written a good 17 years prior to Sense and Sensibility, her debut novel. It tells the story of the titular Lady Susan. It is an epistolary novel. You can see here the entire thing is written and portrayed through letters between the characters. And it deals with the widow, Lady Susan, who is trying to cunningly look out for herself and secure a bright future for herself and her daughter through her means and her wit and her charm. And I'm excited to dive in. Oh, there's a ribbon marker as well. Being that this is such an old novel, every single Jane Austen title is in the public domain, so you could probably find a copy for very cheap if you needed to find one. I had not actually heard of this one. I am by no means a Jane Austen scholar, but usually when you see Jane Austen collections or Jane Austen editions, it's usually her main novels. I mean, hell, it's usually, it's usually like Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Persuasion, Emma. It's really those main novels that gets the love and affection. So it's really cool for Copperhead to be giving it this treatment to a not necessarily forgotten, because it's still available, but an overlooked novella by Jane Austen, and they seem to love kind of overlooked volumes. Like I said, they started out with Hemingway, but it wasn't one of Hemingway's main novels. No, they started out with Hemingway's short stories. It was called In Our Time. And it was pretty cool that when they first announced it, there was, you have the volume itself of In Our Time, but I hadn't realized that Hemingway had also, there's another piece by Appleby. Hemingway had previously done a shorter collection called In Our Time, and so like those who had purchased through the Kickstarter received the main collection of In Our Time, but also received two smaller collections, one being the former In Our Time, and the other one being a 3 short stories and 2 poems, or something along that line. But very, very fascinating. And they've gone on to do some Leo Tolstoy, which it's, overlooked Tolstoy. Oh, Caroline Maria Appleby. I didn't realize she had passed away back in 1854. So this is actually not even like a current or contemporary artist. I mean, contemporary for the time of Jane Austen, to be sure. But, so I mean, I think it's very fitting then. But they're doing some kind of lesser-known Tolstoy. They are going on and doing some Virginia Woolf as well. They seem to be cranking out volumes left and right, or announcing volumes left and right, because of the handmade nature. There is a little bit of wait time between, being able to order the title and the title being readily available for shipping. But, I know some of their older titles, I say older, I mean, they've only been around a year, but, like some of the previous titles that have been announced, such as the Hemingway ones, are ready to ship. Lady Susan is completely sold out, but with a low limitation of 50, it's not a surprise. I mean, they do have some other novellas on the way. They are, like I said, working on some letterpress printed material, which I'm very excited to potentially see one day. As I mentioned, my wallet does hurt, so I may have to wait for another sale like I did with this one, but we'll see what happens. But if you are a fan of handmade books, check out Check out Copperhead Press, not Copperhood. Link in the description below if you wanted to see more of their works. If and when I do buy more Copperhead Press titles, like I said, I hope maybe I could buy more down the road. I don't know when, don't know what, but if I do buy more, I will do unboxings on this channel here, and I'll make a whole playlist for them. But right now, it stands alone. Lady Susan stands alone. But anyways, thank you very much to Chaz and Katie for the beautiful titles. Hold on one second. For the absolute beautiful handmade titles. Looking forward to seeing what you're cranking out next. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel here. I will do more unboxings as I get them from Copperhead. I do plenty of other unboxings as well, in addition to at least one book review a week. But seriously, though, check out Copperhead Press, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you around next time.